Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, alright, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that the podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
Tonight we were talking to New Junk City, back on the podcast.
Yes, I have a new single out.
Yeah.
Really good.
A split, right?
Well, the split's not out yet, but it's with another
Right,
band.
right.
But yeah, they've released one single off of it
Cool.
so far. It's real good.
What's up, dudes? It's good to see you
How's it
again.
going? Yeah.
Yeah, you as well.
What's in your pink water?
Abysmal.
Yeah, watered down Pepto.
Oh, okay.
I like the Ultima electrolytes. Those are my fave.
Nice.
Yeah. You can show them. Dakota's got them off.
Yeah,
screen.
product placement.
All right, cool.
Really good for touring bands in need.
Dude, that'd be the sickest sponsor. Okay, Liquid IV or some shit.
This is
Yeah.
great. Drums,
Liquid IV.
drumsticks and guitars.
What about Yoo-Hoo?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to leave in the van. Bunch of hot ass yoo-hoo.
Fucking love you.
I'm more of a Nesquik guy myself.
Strawberry clear.
Sorry if that's not okay.
It's okay.
No, it's not. Don't lie to him.
Yoo-hoo's weird if you're used to chocolate milk and then you have Yoo-hoo. It's like you expect it to be chocolate milk, but it's more like chocolate water.
Yeah. Water.
But it's still delicious.
Isn't it not chocolate? Isn't it like carob or whatever?
I don't know what that is. What's carob?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's like carob's like a
I could feed it to my dog.
Just soda like you.
He would if I knew it was carob.
Figure it out.
That's definitely something to look up now.
Yeah. The important stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, last episode we ended up talking about nothing but cereal for like an hour.
We have a friend that does cereal reviews.
Really?
He's the
He has good cereal reviews too. I'm one of those weirdos that if there's a aisle of cereal, right, and there's a cereal I haven't tried, it's coming in the basket. Like,
yeah.
I'll take six.
Have you ever consulted Wiggins about cereal?
No, but he did like a tournament, and ours was like pretty 1-to-1. He has excellent taste in cereal. I
also
agree on
appreciate that
most of it.
he reviews not the packaging from a marketing standpoint, but like, you know, prior to cell phones, we're old enough that we remember in the morning before school, you would just read the back of the cereal box for the 1000th time, and he'll rate the back of box content, which I appreciate.
Really good. It has some good mazes.
Yeah, you got.
Does he have like a YouTube channel or something?
No, he would never do that. It's just on his Instagram stories
He's
when he
above
tries a new cereal.
Okay. It's just for himself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and his nearest and dearest followers.
He was also doing for a long time. He would have the worst animal of the day.
Oh
And it
yeah,
was always like Violet or something.
Always Violet.
It was like this pit bull. It was like when it was Violet, it was like, dude, today it wasn't Violet. Violet's a bad girl. Yeah, but she's adorable.
Well, what's your favorite cereals? Let's get this out of the way real quick.
Oh man, Cocoa Puffs.
Golden
Okay.
grapes. Golden grapes.
It's
I
a
think-
tough choice. I'm thinking if I'm going Sugar Swill, I'm going Captain Crunch. Any variety.
choice.
I don't care about Crunch Berries. They kind of all taste the same to me, but
Yeah.
Captain Crunch for the Sugar Swill.
Nice.
I really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch too. CTC
Very
is a
good
classic.
I'm a Honey Nut Cheerios
I don't
fan.
I don't eat a lot of cereal now. I eat granola like a fucking grown up.
Granola like a grown up.
No.
I eat it like a baby.
Have you ever had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch like coffee creamer?
No, but I did make a cinnamon toast crunch coffee cake recently, like the Betty Crocker boxed mix. It was fucking disgusting. I was so excited. I thought it was going to be really good because boxed cake is better than homemade cake. Boxed brownies are usually better than homemade brownies. I thought this was going to be a home run. It was dog shit.
That sucks.
The creamer's all right. I mean, it's basically just like pouring
It's like
cinnamon
cereal
toast.
milk, right? Yeah.
Cereal milk into your coffee. Yeah, it's actually not bad.
That sounds great. I want that. The Bailey's creamer is delicious too. I don't know if there's booze in it or not. So.
I never got booze and coffee.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
like a
like-
speedball, dog.
Yeah, what it is for me though is like hot liquor is gross. It's so foul. You're like,
Oh, really?
it tastes fine, right? But like what it is you bring the coffee mug to your face and then you get just that like attack of like
Oh man.
hot whiskey in your
Yeah.
face. I can't stand it, man. Just put them side by side. One at
It's
a
like
time.
just throwing it back up in your mouth.
Oh god, I hate it. Dude, foul.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I could never do like hot, I don't know, coffee with liquor in it. It was weird to me.
No, Owen's a fan of like a hot buttered rum.
Oh,
Yeah, hot buttered rum's all right though. If you get it, if you, Yeah.
So I thought in my mind, I was like, hot buttered rum. It's a festive drink, right? It's probably got some mulling spices or something. No, it's fucking butter and it's rum. And like that's pretty much all there
Yeah.
is to it.
Wow.
have you guys ever played Milwaukee?
No, it's on our list. We're hopefully playing there this year.
So I always talk this place up too. So when you get out to Milwaukee, make a point to go to Foundation Tiki Bar. Sounds like a weird place to go to a tiki bar, right? Milwaukee, since it's like cold and
No, it's
stuff.
full of fucking drunks. Why wouldn't it be a good place to go to?
It's not in America.
But these dudes, there was like two of them that run the place, and they started as a novelty, as like a joke, but then they wanted to get serious, and they actually like took like months and months and months off, and actually went around the Pacific Island chains and learned how to make like legit tiki cocktails from like
right on.
yeah, and then they came back and introduced it. But anyways, they have the most amazing buttered rum I've ever had in my entire life at that
All
place.
right.
Yeah.
Shit.
When you
Maybe I'll find an AA meeting that's really close to that place. I'll fall off the wagon and run to a meeting real quick. I mean, it sounds like it might be worth it.
I think
Place
I'll
rules.
just go. I'll skip that whole
Butter with sugar on it.
Yeah, Jeff wasn't built like me.
I love Milwaukee.
Built different, but in a bad way, like a really bad way.
I love
Weak-
Milwaukee. man.
Weak-willed.
How can you not? The whole place is like built off of music and well drinking.
Yeah. Well, I just like that. Like every bar you go to is just like at the end of a neighborhood road, and it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, Bill lives upstairs, and like it's just like the same dudes there every single day. I don't know. There's something very wholesome about it. I like it.
Everything's cheap. They all have pinball machines, and generally they have free food.
Yeah.
Sold.
Sausages and
Yeah.
hot dogs.
If there's popcorn involved in a bar, I'm in.
Yeah.
Sit there all day. I wouldn't even say just Atlanta, but like the South has kind of trash bar culture in that regard. Like the Midwest knows what the fuck is up. Just like they do dive bars the way the Northeast does diners.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my favorite part of touring was Midwest bars and going in to see who had like pickled eggs behind the counter.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Oh, gnarly.
Yeah, the pink ones that look like they're in this. This is actually pickled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's parts of Chicago that also act as liquor stores. So like you'll go into a bar and all the bottles behind the bars have price tags on them.
Yeah.
I love that.
That the first time I played, my first touring experience has a big asterisk next to it, and I generally don't consider it like a real tour. So I say the first time I went on tours with Jeff's old band, Bad Mammals, I was just filling in, and we went to Chicago. I got fucking alcohol poisoning trying to hang with these fools. But we went to a bar that was a liquor store.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin wore some lady's hat.
Yeah, throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
Did you have Malort when you were there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
You
it
have to.
plenty of times. Yeah.
This was in probably my most debaucherous days. So anything you put in front of me, I was drinking or snorting or, smoking, whatever. I was,
He snorted the Malort.
yeah.
The giant women. Yeah, one of the bars we played had a drink called the Malort Arita, and they list like the drink, and then you usually put the ingredients under a price, whatever. But instead of any ingredients, it just said "cause fuck you." That's why.
have you guys ever seen the commercial that Malort made for themselves? It's hilarious. It's like 4.5 minutes long. It may be the best commercial of all time. You watch it at some point, or I'll send you guys a link to it in the email after we get done.
It's show recap.
It's easily the foulest liquor that
No,
had 1,000,000 times.
I was gonna say, like,
keep on coming back for more. It's like, I know this is bad. I know, but I'm in Chicago. Let's go. Let's party.
If I put Malort and Baijiu in front of you, which one are you drinking?
Oh my lord, Baijiu is blue cheese alcohol, dude. That shit's gross.
So good.
That shit's foul.
Did you guys see that this past year, 2023, around like Thanksgiving time, Malort actually put out a pumpkin spice Malort?
That has to make it worse. I don't think there's any. It's the only thing I've had worse than Malort was, so Malort is made with wormwood, which is what gives it that like acrid back of the throat puke flavor. And the only saving grace is that it's not particularly well made. So it's not like a really great expression of the ingredients. And we had this Italian Amaro called Alta Verde that was like, it was like Malort had been distilled 1,000 times. It was just pure fucking wormwood. And that was what I used to give, the trash ass bar guests that, I'm a real man. I drink hard stuff. Here, taste this, buddy. Or just straight like citric acid, malic acid, whatever. Put that in
Battery acid,
Yeah.
motor oil.
Any acid.
Yeah, the bar closed recently. No one knows why.
LSD.
What was it called again?
What was what called?
The liquor you were just talking about.
Amaro Alta Verde.
Amaro Alta Verde.
It sounds so pretty.
Now I'm
It
interested.
does.
Going on the bottom, it's like alpine herbal liqueur.
Sounds great.
That's not what it tastes like.
I have something like that.
Oh no, yeah.
Strega?
Strega?
Yeah.
The witch. Strega's good. It's kind of
Yeah.
sweet and has like some honeysuckle to it.
That looks like the juice that's in the pickles in a bag at the gas station.
The Big Mamas.
Yeah.
You got the Big Mama juice back
Are
there.
you like the Papa or the spicy
I'm
Mama?
a big Papa guy myself.
I think all those like Stregas and all that kind of stuff just tastes like perfume.
I like it.
Yeah. It tastes like Christmas trees.
Yeah.
I guess pine trees.
That's how you know you're fancy.
When
If
your
you
food
drink-
starts tasting like perfume.
You drink your perfume. You don't just wear it.
All right, you guys got a split coming out, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Why don't you guys chat
right.
about it?
It's been a long time
Yeah,
coming.
so we recorded 2 of the songs from it. So let me rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
The split, it's a split 10-inch with our friends Rudderkin. It's coming out on Say 10 Records on March the 8th. It's 4 tracks from each band.
Nice.
So our tracks, 2 of them we recorded immediately following Beg a Promise. Like literally we recorded the last notes of that and we sat for about an hour and ate some falafel. And then I was like, all right, let's do these 2 songs. Because it was originally going to be a split 7-inch. But then, it's hard to find anybody to put out records in general, let alone a 7-inch. But our friend Adam was like, if you do 2 more songs each band, I'll do it as a 10-inch. So that's kind of the impetus for it being a 10-inch. But yeah, 2 of the songs are from basically the tail end of the Beg a Promise session. They were written completely separately. They're not like B-sides. There's total separate entity. And the other 2 are the first songs that our current bass player Mason is on. We're pretty excited about.
Oh, nice.
He didn't want to come. He said, fuck you guys.
Say 10 Records just put out another really fucking great record by some friends of ours, a band called 40 Reps.
Yep. They're from Richmond, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they're rad, man. Like they played one of our last shows that we put on, and I got more people coming up to me about them saying good things than I have in quite a while about any band, which was really cool. It's cool to see new bands doing stuff like that.
Yeah, Adam was hyping them up a couple months ago. He's got a busy calendar of stuff to do, for sure. I know
Yeah, all
that,
those
like,
all those Green Jelly records he's shipping out.
yeah, well, that, like, I know the Will popping off. Yeah, he's a busy person, but there's a lot of good stuff on Say 10, and I've known Adam for probably over a decade now. So glad that the record's coming out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A long
Speaking
time.
of friends, since we're on that topic, you guys also did a little run not too long ago with some other good friends of mine, American Television.
Yeah. Those
Would-
dudes are sweethearts.
Although Jared was still with them then, right?
Yep, he
He's no longer with us.
yeah, he played. I think that was his last shows with them, because we did our little jaunt in, I think, June of last year.
Yeah, and then I think he played the release
August
show
or something. He played the release show, and that was his farewell show, I think, because he's in Ohio now. God rest
Yeah.
his soul.
Yeah, their new lead guitarist actually is like one of my like longtime like best friends on the face of the planet, which is crazy. Just happened that way. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, those dudes rule, and I was stoked to see you guys go out and do a little run together because
Yeah, it was fun.
Glad that it worked out. We had tried to do a couple different things that it never like fully panned out, but yeah, we did Durham, Charleston, and Atlanta. So a little weekender. Yeah, it's a good time. Our van didn't have AC at the time, so that was not fun.
It was a good warm up for the summer tour we did in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
did it still not have AC in the summer?
it did for the first half.
we were all a little grumpy by the time we got into like Ohio.
It gave out slowly enough that I think I was just like, oh, it's it's just fucking hot out, right? Like the AC's
Like,
working
we're
as
in a
hard as
tin
they can.
can. It's 95 degrees. Blah blah.
But
blah.
like second to last day, we were all like, so there's not fucking working at all, right?
Yeah,
Just-
basically it would blow cold for like 10 seconds, and then when you went up a hill, which is all Kentucky is, it would blast heat all over the front for a
Yeah.
solid 30 seconds. And as soon as you got over the hill, it would spray a little bit of cool air. It was actually probably just room temp air, but not enough to cool down a giant metal death trap.
What kind of van is it?
It's a 2000 Dodge Ram 3500.
Oh man, still kicking.
It's got a big donk on the end.
Yeah.
It's got the extended rump for all of our gear. But yeah, it's still kicking somehow. It was an old church van. It has like a Bible verse in Spanish on the back, and it's maroon. So it kind of looks like a giant hot dog. So we named her Salchicha, which is Spanish for hot dog.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm just trusting him in that. I haven't double checked it.
It's sausage.
All right, I trust you.
I minored in Spanish in college. I taught Spanish to middle schoolers. It's right. What if I was wrong?
You're wrong.
Well, would you guys be into us playing that first single on here?
Yeah, have at it.
Cool. Yeah, Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Great song.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, talk about the song.
Honestly, I don't have a ton to say about it. It came out really like quick and easy. I
Had
think
some
it's
Metamucil and just went for it.
yeah, high fiber diet. Honestly, all the songs on this split were just like, which is generally not the case for us. We usually kick stuff around for a while at practice before we're like, okay, this feels good, and then it kind of settles in the studio. But yeah, I brought it in. I think we wrote it in practice.
Like all of it too.
And it's
like
pretty-
all the parts.
I
Nice.
usually have like a full song structure, and then I kind of have to like cobble some lyrics together. I might have a verse or a chorus. And then once we have recording time booked, I'm like, shit, I have to finish the lyrics.
Or we bully him. We're like, that part sucks.
Yeah. Don't yell that.
I think that was also kind of a goal going into this record in general, was like I call it like just like Joyce Manor syndrome, where it's like minute and a half. Just give me like a hook and a couple verses, and let's like try our attempt at that. Like, don't overthink it almost to a fault, and just like let's write the first thing that comes to our head, and just write like a couple 2-minute pop songs. And I feel like those
3 of the 4 are
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
and then one really long one.
Yeah, because we were coming out of like we had Beg a Promise like 3/4 of the way recorded before this split, even like the idea of it came about. And Jeff was like, we're trying to kick around some ideas, see if anybody had any riffs. And Jeff texted our group thread, was like, 2-minute punk song. Don't overthink it. Let's do it. And then, John and I came in with a couple riffs. And that's sort of how the whole thing came about. But the song Cleveland specifically, it was just, you brought it in one practice and literally we played. It's not an incredibly difficult song. We played through it a couple times and really all of it fell into place. And, the next practice, we're like, all right, let's see like what we can do to this one. And
It's exceedingly simple. I mean, the intro, the verse, and the chorus are all the same chords played in the same order. The only real difference is, the drums and kind of like the vocal cadence.
Mhm.
Sometimes it happens like that, and it's fucking great when it does too. Because yeah.
sometimes always, or I would say most of the time, the ones that come the easiest are the ones that are the best.
Half my friends are getting sober, the other half are getting worse. I'm stuck right here in the middle. I need a wild wind to bring sweeping change, so I don't have to remain nothingness, an arrogant little shit that just can't stand to knock him away. And it's not fair to just throw around your way. You say we're never gonna change, 'cause I have watched this transform over the years into something I'd do anything to save. Highway hum through your lonely little room that I never go into. Starting up again, aching in your chest, but you refuse to feel is true. Hardened stare through your bedroom mirror. Is this what it's come down to? And it's not fair to just throw around your way. You say we're never gonna change, 'cause I have watched this transform over the years into something I'd do anything to save. Something I'd do anything to save. Something I'd do anything to save.
It's the ones that you like have to like really, really work out on that. And those ones by the end of time they're done, you're like, I don't like this thing.
Yeah. That's how our next full length is going to be. We're really struggling with.
I don't know though, like in the same regard though, like redoing Sold in Bunches for a full band was a slog, but I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Sure.
Yeah.
But definitely if there's something you're trying to force, like just smush something in, like the puzzle piece that you lost, and you're like, this one fits. Smush it.
Yeah.
But I think Cleveland, that song came together like really quickly. We actually like wrote it and we had a show, I think like 2 or 3 weeks later. And we're like, you want to play it? Fuck it. Like we never do that. And we played it and it didn't come out for 2 more years.
Yeah.
We're like, let's not play that one again until it's out.
I think it was also, it's not hard to figure out, lyrically. It was the last song I wrote before I quit drinking. So it's like basically about that, being
Yeah.
a depressed ass drunk, which is cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm just a depressed guy who doesn't drink anymore. Also cool.
So you guys are going to tour, you said?
We're going to Europe in
Europe,
less
right?
than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Nice.
March 17th is the first date in Cologne.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah, we've never been there. So we toured Europe once before in 2019. None of us had ever toured Europe before, as far as I know. And it was super fun. It was one of those like, I hadn't been in the band for that long at that point. And yeah, it was a very nice treat. I would say very humbling, and like one of the most gratifying things you can do as a band is go somewhere as far away as possible from your home, and then one person knows your song,
Yeah.
which was the case at most shows. There was like one dude there.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, you were better on the record, but it was fine."
I mean, even more than the shows. So that's how we kind of became homies with the Bong Mountain crew. We had played with them once before in Grand Rapids. I think we played a house show with them. And then this band, The Run Up, who unfortunately broke up. Yeah, they were killer. But they just asked us, they were from the UK and they toured, this was like pre-Brexit, they toured the EU all the time. And they just hit us up and they were like, hey, we like your record. Do you want to just like, just show up? You can use our gear. Like literally, I didn't even, I think I brought a mic and a distortion pedal with me and like a set of strings, and that was it. We just showed up and we rented a car and they took care of everything, which is pretty incredible to do for a bunch of fucking strangers. So as you can imagine, they are like the sweetest people you could ever meet. Bong Mountain also incredible sweethearts.
Yeah.
The funniest people you could ever meet.
Especially meeting them in Europe.
Yeah.
With Chris with no shoes on.
Yeah, if you think of a band called Bong Mountain,
It's exactly what
they're exactly who you think they are. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Just the
I
most,
mean, how could you be called Bong Mountain and not be, you know?
they have a giant paper mache bong that has a smoke machine built inside of it that they bring out at special shows. I think they had it at Fest, maybe not last year, one before. And they make everybody start chanting, "Weed is tight, weed is tight." When they start playing. It's great.
But yeah, just kind of experiencing the punk touring culture in Europe was eye-opening in like the best way possible, because you've always heard like, oh, they treat you different over there. Like it's really nice. And truly, like every night, it didn't matter how small the show was, how big the show was. There was a meal for you. There was a place to stay. And like, no one was mad at you. We played a show at like a 300 plus person venue in Aachen, Germany called the Musikbunker. It was a repurposed air raid bunker. Literally, like, I think 6 people paid. And at the end of the night, this dude, Lars, who was like running the place, he's the manager, he was like, all right, I had fun, so I will give you a bonus. And here's your hotel address. And here's an extra meal. And do you want a flat of beer? Like if that happened in the States, they'd be like, yo, you owe us money.
Yeah.
And you never playing here again. And I slapped the tires on your van. But over there, it was totally cool. So it's going to be exciting to go back. And Daniel, who played in the Run Up, is going to be driving us. So excited to kick it with him. And the drummer of the Run Up, Stu, we're playing with his other band in the UK, each of the shows. So we're still getting to kick it with the Buds, but we're playing all new cities this time. I think the only repeat is Hamburg.
Hanover.
And Hanover. Hamburg and Hanover are our 2 repeats. And everything else is new. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then, Manchester Punk Fest at the very end of it too, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be rad as fuck.
Yeah, I want to see Piss Jeans really bad. I've never seen them. And Scream.
Just
Speaking of,
I don't know if I told you guys, this is the longest tour New Junk's ever done, I think.
Mhm.
Second longest tour I've ever been on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going
Baby's growing up.
with our buds Reconciler, who are also from Atlanta. They just put out a new record recently on Smart Punk.
Fart punk.
Nice.
That's who American Television's with, actually. Now.
Yep.
I think they're cleaning up all the AF bands.
Yeah, probably.
You're not fucking supposed to say it.
I'll
yeah.
okay, it's like black.
Oh no, you can say that.
Oh, Yeah,
We've
yeah.
talked about it on here a whole bunch.
Yeah, that guy's a
Yeah.
piece of shit. Fuck that dude.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that.
We've asked you guys the 3 questions that we ask everybody, I believe.
Well, not everybody.
I wasn't
Not
here
everybody.
last
Yeah, you
night.
weren't there.
Let me let her rip.
Oh, was this
All
our punk rock Mount Everest?
Oh,
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that is one of them. Yeah.
Mount
Mount
Rushmore.
Everest this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the fucking people you want to see die on Mount Everest?
You?
Anti-flag.
Yeah. We're anti-flag.
All right. If you were on death row, what would your final meal be?
Oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh, my favorite dish.
Portillo's. I want fries, a Chicago hot dog, and a Chicago beef sandwich. Done deal. No question.
Nice.
You might just.
I grew
die
up in
after eating that
Chicago.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it-
and
Is the
I-
Chicago beef sandwich an
Um,
open faced? Is that what it is? Or is it an open faced beef sandwich? The Chicago beef sandwich?
No, it's think of like kind of like a French dip. It's pretty
Okay.
similar to that, but it has like
But not French.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and-
Spicy and sweet peppers in it.
yeah, spicy sweet peppers.
Is there cheese
and,
on it?
and dunk the whole thing. Yeah, there's cheese on it. And you can dunk the whole thing, and it's just this like soggy mound of meat. I don't know. It's the
Oh,
most
man.
delicious thing in the whole entire world. And there's like a million places. There's a place called Mr. Beef in Chicago, and that's probably like better than Portillo's. Portillo's is like the in and out of Chicago, right? It's like the local
Yeah.
fast food place. And so a lot of Chicago people would be like, no, that's not where you go get Chicago beef. But that's what I'm nostalgic for. Like
yeah.
in the suburbs, I don't want Mr. Beef, even if it's technically better. I want Portillo's. I want
Mr. Beef.
that.
That's
Hey, you got to have your spots.
Yeah, man.
We've like
Yeah.
specifically gone out of the way to get Portillo's for Jeff every time we're in Chicago. And it always winds up under the seat in the van for a few days.
Hey, I eat
But
it.
it's cold,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The van is an oven and a fridge, depending on the time. Like a hot and ready box.
Yeah, I've never been to Portillo's. My daughter's roommate is from Chicago, and she went to go visit her during the summer last year, and she took her there. She said it was awesome, but
They do cake
Sure.
shakes.
Yeah, cake shake. You gotta get a chocolate cake shake. It's like literally a vanilla milkshake, and then they just take a slice of chocolate cake and throw it in the little tin.
oh, that's fucking
then
awesome.
just Mash it up. So good.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
nothing is good for you there.
You drink your cake.
Yeah, drink your cake, liquefied cake, Chicago deep. The Chicago beef sandwich is literally just dunked in gravy,
It's dripping, yeah, it's
Yeah.
dripping au jus.
Yeah. And then hot dogs.
And just imagine somebody eating this in your van.
That was me.
It's
I have no
really
qualms
good. You
about-
guys want some?
I know what I'm about.
How long has it been under the seat at this point?
Hey, shit, man! It was
Like not even a day.
Yeah.
You got it that afternoon. You ate it the next
Yeah.
morning for hangover
It
breakfast.
is too much to eat in one sitting, but since we're only there
I
once,
also order way too much.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you want to get all of it. We're not stopping again.
Yeah.
So you got to get it all.
Dakota made
Yeah.
that perfectly clear.
Yeah.
He's like, "Better get it all now, boy. We ain't coming back here."
You got a cheeseburger, a Chicago hot dog,
Mm-hmm.
fries,
Uh-huh.
and a full Italian beef sandwich.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you got the shake that
I
time.
think
Didn't
you
get a
just
shake.
fountain drink though, big old
Yeah.
striped cup.
Did you go fries and rings or just fries?
I think I just went fries.
Oh, that was your mistake.
They also do cheese fries. Oh,
Mm.
it's that like that.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Ooh, you don't know if that's a good or a bad. So,
It's that like orange sauce, you know.
The nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
canned nacho cheese is my shit. I love that stuff. Takes me
Love
back
it.
to fucking swim meets and baseball games as a kid.
Well, just put it in my pockets.
Jump in.
All right. Second question is, now that you have been killed on death row, one of the things they do is they could take your ashes and form it into a vinyl record of your choice. So if you're going to have your ashes eternalized in an album, which album would you pick?
That's an awesome.
It has to be one that exists.
I would want it to be like a really happy record because it's like, oh, this is kind of a bummer thing, right? Yeah, or at least maybe it's really exciting that I died. Why was I on death row? Maybe there's some prerequisites.
What did you do?
What did I do? Okay. I'm probably overthinking this. I want to say like a Fields of the Nephilim record off the top of my head, like a crazy like 80s UK goth underground record. That seems very fitting.
On brand.
I thought for sure you were gonna say Arrivals.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah. I'm gonna go maybe. I'll do a trio record. I'll do God Damn It.
All right.
Yeah.
There's
That's
just
a-
ashes. God damn it.
It's perfectly both a little bit gothic and
a little
like
Chicago.
a little bit Chicago, very formative for me. There are bad songs on that record. It's far from a perfect. It's probably not even my favorite Alkaline Trio record.
It's
But,
still great though.
Yeah, it's very formative to me. It's very, I would say it's very showing of the person that I am and have become.
Do you remember your answer to that question?
Dog. No, I'm gonna
Me
take
neither.
it back and
Yeah, you
re-listen.
guys can go again if you want.
I don't.
No.
I already had the perfect answer once. I don't want you guys to catch me
Okay.
in some crap whenever the time comes. It's gonna be double LP compilation set.
It'll be my solo.
Punk-O-Rama
It'll
too.
be my own solo record because I will be buried with a lot of copies
Yeah,
of those.
might as
so,
well burn them all.
yeah, make another one.
All right, who's on your Mount Rushmore of punk rock? You get 5 people because you get a Crazy Horse too. So
Oh, I get crazy close.
And people, not bands.
All right, I'll stay on theme. I'll say Skiba. Again, just like Trio is a really formative band for
With
me.
or without hair.
Oh, we got to get him like when he was like heavy black eyeliner and like, and then like the almost Widow's Peak, but you didn't have enough.
What was it?
oh yeah.
Band, his goth band that he did.
Heavens,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Heaven's
that
Era.
was great. Yeah, I'll take Heaven's Era Skiba. So that tickled me. I'm sorry. I'll probably this. I feel like I'm like right on the money here, but Ian MacKaye.
Hmm.
I think
Because you're Edge.
I'm not. I'm bringing a Bitburger right now, but I think he kind of made the scene a better place. I think there, especially how the scene was being formed in LA, where it was very, very violent, very, very jockey bullshit,
Mhm.
and instead of letting that happen, and same in London and UK and same in New York, but like instead he was like, no, why, instead of making this just some macho bullshit, like why don't we make this into something better, like a community? And like he's very instrumental in that, and I think that's the side of punk rock that has always attracted me. I've never been like
Who's this? I've never heard of him. Who's this?
Ian MacKaye.
I don't know.
He plays in a band called Fugazi. And anyways,
Fuzzy G.
Fuzzy G, they're really good. They're a go-go band from DC. And but yeah, it's like the best parts of what attracted me to punk rock is really comes from, if you follow it all the way down, it comes from that guy's mouth. And I'm a huge Fugazi fan. I've never been the biggest Minor Threat fan. I think it for what it is, just like really angry, fast. I love it for what it is, especially for how young they were. But like Fugazi, what's always attracted me to punk rock has always been like, okay, punk rock's this thing. What can you do with it? And Fugazi was always a really good example of that. Like, let's use punk rock more as a tool, as opposed to like this all defining what we are, what we have, and like what kind of music we make. So yeah, I'll say Ian MacKaye. Sorry, that was a long explanation.
No, it's
That's
cool.
all good. Fugazi's one of those bands that it's hard to not be a fan of if you're just as a human.
In
Like,
all eras, right? Like
Yeah.
from like the very first record, like The Argument might be my favorite one. Like I
like the later era records better.
well, and then like I'll listen to like In on the Kill Taker, and I'll be like, this is my favorite. And then I'll listen to like a different one, and then it's like it my favorite changes all the time, and that band is just unbelievable. You hear something a little bit different, and the fact that it was just like Gibson SG Marshall
Dude,
stack.
Watching there's this
What? And then
there's
they're
a
making
few
like
scenes
crazy
in
noises.
instrument, where he's like making his pickups like chirp like a fucking bird, and I
Absolutely
was-
outrageous.
it did the same thing to me at 37 years old that it did to me at 17 years old when I saw it, and I was like, this is the fucking coolest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super special.
I love Instrument. Great record. by the way, since you brought it up there. Love that record.
Super cool. Okay, so I said Skiba. I said Heaven's Era Skiba. Excuse me.
Just because it'll look better carved than a stone.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it's
Yeah,
very
totally.
And argument era Mackay.
Argument Era.
So you Slouchy Beanie is in.
Yeah,
right?
Slouchy Beanie Mackay. Okay. I'd probably go. This is a little bit of a maybe a different one, but Mike Park from
Yeah.
from Asian Man Records and a million. And I'm not really a big ska guy at all, but
Jeff Skaxton.
but
And the Skak
Asian
Stone.
Man Records. Again, I grew up in Chicago. A huge Alkaline Trio and Lawrence Arms fan growing up, and he was just signing a lot of Chicago bands, and like every Chicago in Chicago getting into punk rock, those were bigger than NoFX or Pennywise or any of that. Like Single File by the Honor System. I thought the Honor System lived in mansions. Like, like this is the greatest record of all time. Surely the people who created it made bajillions off of it. Like years later, I see the guy from the Honor System like cracking beers at the venue I'm about to play. I was like, oh, it didn't work out the way I but yeah, he's also a good example of just like what I want out of punk rock, like sense of community. Kind of taking off where Larry Livermore left off in Lookout and making that Bay Area scene still very relevant, very important. And he continues that to this day. If you look at his roster now, a lot of it is just Bay Area bands.
Yeah.
Like kind of keeping it local and trying to make it work for regular people.
Dude built a small empire out of his mom's garage.
Yeah.
That's for real.
Yep.
Got to go on our West Coast tour. Dakota's tight with that guy. And I got to beat him. I was like, hey.
Yeah, he was just getting over COVID and was packing records. And he was like, "You guys want some free shit?" And we were like, "Yes, please."
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's an important figure for me. So that was what, 3? I get 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm on there.
Yeah.
Really. One more.
I'll go maybe Chris Hanna, Propaganda. That's one of those bands where they just don't miss, man. Like every single one of their records, like even like I'm not as big of a fan of like How to Clean Everything, but then I listened to like Anti-Manifesto and like Hate Myth Muscle Etiquette, that song. I think that's how.
Yeah, that's
one
one of my favorite albums of all time. It's so good.
Man,
Yeah.
like
It's
these
sneaky.
songs rule.
It's sneaky because I'm like, oh, this is just a pop punk song. I'm like, but they're doing stuff that's cool.
And then I think the best one they put out though was Victory Lap. Like out of their giant, huge catalog of records,
Good one.
how is Victory Lap, this brand new one, the best one? But there's so many good jammers.
Supporting cast is really fucking good too. Yeah.
I didn't like the one in between those failed
Failed
states.
States.
Failed States. Yeah.
I was like thinking because supporting cast was so good, and I was like, Failed States. It's still great, and I'm not trying to down it at all. I was like, okay, if they're on their way out, like finally, after 18 great records, they're finally starting to slow down. And then Victory Lap comes out, and I was like, nope, I was wrong.
That was pretty much the consensus amongst like most of their fans, I think. Because I mean, I know I feel the same way, but I've talked to a lot of other people who feel the same way too. But whatever, yeah, Victory Lap's
A
amazing.
couple of examples of that recently too. Like the newest Sam I Am record is way better than
so
it
good.
had any right to be. The new Alkaline Trio record is way better than it has any right to be. And like I'm just like, dang, old punk rock guys still killing it.
It's weird. This might be a weird thing to say, but like the new Alkaline Trio record sounds like RKL slowed down.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, musically at least. Not vocally, obviously. But musically, yeah. Listen to RKL and then listen to the new Alkaline Trio album and tell me it's not just RKL slowed down.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm excited about new RKL though with Tony.
Hell yeah.
Municipal. I think that should be fun.
Yeah, I'm flying out to LA to see them on May 5th.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be there. I like RKL, but not enough to fly to LA.
Well, my brother lives in LA, so it's like a visit to see him / see RKL.
Nice.
But
Rich
Yeah.
kids on LSD. They're like
I don't know.
yeah.
pre-Lagwagon. Josh Brolin weirdly was in that band for like half
Kind
his
of. Kind of.
Yeah.
Cement band.
Or like maybe just a buddy who had a bass guitar or something.
He was he started what became RKL with Chris Rest and Bomber, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bomber passed, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
like they're from Oxnard, right? They're not
Yeah.
even from
Yeah.
So they're part of that like Nardcore.
Nardcore. Yeah.
They started Nardcore.
Yeah. What was the other big one? Ill Repute?
Your repute.
Ill Repute. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, you said
Law dispute.
Loud
Yeah.
Dispute.
Nardwar Core.
Nardcore Core.
That's one for your.
But yeah, like proto skate punk, like really tight musicianship, pop punk, really fucking fast.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Oh, I was at 4? Or-
That was 4. So you get one more. Yeah.
I said Chris Hanna. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, who did?
Shoot.
There's a really big one that you talk about a lot that you're missing.
Who?
But I don't want to. I don't want to influence you.
No.
One, and as soon as we
Oh yeah.
Bill Stevenson.
Yeah, done. Yeah, easy. Bill Stevenson. He's my
yeah.
musical hero. I think he writes the best pop punk songs of all time. I talk about this. It's like kind of a running joke in the band. Is I wish drummers were less like Travis Barker and more like Bill Stevenson,
Mhm.
just because the dude is like so tasty and so not
tasteful.
uh,
We were gonna wait to tell you, but we found out recently is actually also your dad.
that's weird. Anyways, but yeah, he's like my drum hero, my songwriting hero. I think he's just an incredible. I think he's funny. I think he's
Yeah.
The most joyous drummer I have ever watched play drums.
Yeah, there was one show one time where one person said, "Hey, your drumming reminds me a lot of Bill Stevenson," and I just like gave him a giant big hug and was like, "That's all I'm trying to do."
Was that cooler than when Andre 3000 wanted to meet you?
Meeting Andre 3000 was cool. I mean, no offense to that guy. That guy was really nice and meant the world to me, but I mean, one is fucking Outcast.
What did you guys talk about? Because you've told me that you met him, but
Yeah.
I've never heard.
Wait,
like-
where'd you meet him? Tell me that story.
So I was in a band before New Junk called the Bad Mammals, and it was
Mhm.
like very like early lookout, like Crim Shrine worship, Jawbreaker worship kind
Look
of.
up their
Nice.
Razor Cake review.
Yeah.
The MRR review. Great.
Yeah,
Dakota,
Either or.
help put that record out. We'll send you a copy.
Cool.
there's plenty. So yeah,
I
we
love
played
that.
this show, and we were playing at this venue in Atlanta called 529. That is like or at least at the time, was very notorious for having shows run late. They would start shows at like 10:30, 11. So we
Yeah.
would end up playing last, and it would be like 2 a.m.
Wow.
And so by that time, we were all real drunk, real messed up. And so we play the show, we get done, and the door guy, who happened to be a friend of mine, walked up and was like, "Hey, Andre wants to meet you." And I was like, "Great, I'll talk to Andre in 2 minutes. I'm breaking down my drums." And then he was like, "No, go to the back of the bar right now." And then it was Andre 3000 and being like, "Hey, I'm Andre," handing out his hand. And I was like, "I know." I love Outkast. I
Yeah.
mean, we're in Atlanta, so like, I think Outkast is just a little bit in all of our blood, if you will. But yeah, he talked about growing up on punk rock stuff, really like the Bad Mammals, which he was one of probably 8 people who really liked the Bad Mammals. And
Didn't
Talk
buy a
about-
record.
yeah, didn't buy a record, that cheap son of a bitch. I talked about growing up in Savannah and learning how to play guitar on like old punk rock records and being really into like, I forget who he mentioned, but like real standard stuff like Ramones and like
Yeah.
Sex Pistols or whatever.
He wasn't into like fucking MDC.
Yeah. He didn't name drop like, something crazy, but yeah, I talked about just like those formative stuff and learning how to play guitar based off of punk rock and really liking stuff. And then I looked around me and there was like, 15 people all waiting to meet Andre 3000. I was like, this is cool and all, but I'm good. I'll let you guys have your time.
So I've heard a number of stories like this about him. My wife has met him. She works in the restaurant industry, and she's served him a couple times, and he's come into restaurants that she runs. And she said that like people will come up to him. He's a huge fucking celebrity, and they'll ask to take pictures, and she said she watched someone come up, and they were very much like, I don't do this, but like, you're fucking Andre 3000. Like, can I please take a picture? And he was like, no, I don't do photos, but if you want to like sit and talk for a while, like I would love to get to know you a little bit. Like it seems like he is like a genuinely
That's
nice
cool.
person that is happy to engage with people, but it's not on this just like super fucking punk rock to be like, yeah, but this doesn't have to be this hierarchical thing. Like we can just get to know each other as two human beings and have a nice little moment together. Like, isn't that better than just taking
It's a
some
little less
pictures?
official.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Nah,
I fucking didn't even realize he just played like 6 nights in a row here. His new, flute shit. And I have a friend that works at the venue, and I was like, dude, you got to give me tickets. And he was like, fuck off, dude. They wouldn't give anyone that worked there any comp tickets. And
Wow.
StubHub was like $300 minimum.
Damn.
playing like clubs,
Yeah. Yeah. He played 4 nights in a row at the Variety, I think, which is maybe what, 1,000 cap room, maybe?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's not huge.
to play psychedelic world music.
Dude, I love it. That record's great.
It's pretty out there. Something. More power to him, man. I watched him on like Stephen Colbert. And I was like, oh shit, it really is just psychedelic world music. Like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
he's hanging out, playing a flute, wooden flute. But he's a genius. Outcast is great.
Yeah, they are.
Really
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Any Bad Mammals fans is obviously a genius.
Are they your favorite hip hop group, Outkast?
That's a good.
If you got to pick your favorite.
Not like a big hip hop guy.
Yeah.
They-
But probably, honestly, because like a lot of it, with hip hop, like my big two, I would say, are like Run the Jewels and Outkast, and it's because it's so Atlanta, and it makes you like proud to be from Atlanta, and it's like hell yeah, Atlanta, like
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm very much in like I like a lot of hip hop, but I don't. It's not like the culture I grew up with. It was always
Right.
around. So I have like a very surface. There's a lot of it that I like, but I can't. I couldn't go crate digging the way I could with like punk rock records. But I fucking Outkast rules, Run the Jewels, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang.
but like just like a small example of why Outkast is so genius, like Hey Ya, which we think of as this like kind of bubblegum pop song, is in mixed meter. It's 2 bars of 4 meets a bar of 6, and then 2 bars of 4 meets a bar of 6. And if next time you listen to that song, it runs like that the entire time. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4, and that's the entirety of the song. And it's arguably one of the catchiest songs of the last 30 years. And he wrote it in crazy like prog meter, like shit that Dream Theater does. Yeah, exactly. But it said it's the catchiest song that's ever been written. So yeah, I have nothing but the utmost respect for that guy or both those guys. And
Yeah.
and they're very good to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of hip hop and we talked about Fugazi earlier, did any of you guys ever hear that record that was made that was called Wugazi?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it was when the mashup shit was super popular, right?
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good comparatively to a lot of other stuff people have done like that, but it's impossible to find nowadays.
Someone did one. It was
I'm
like
pretty sure Girl Talk sampled Fugazi.
probably there's like a trap version of In the Airplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. Jesus, it's pretty rough. But
I mean, that record, I like that record, but that record is pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I can imagine a trap version being not.
a lot of time with things like that, I like I'd rather just listen to Fugazi or just listen to Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
like
The mashup thing is fun.
it's clever,
Ocarina of Rhyme is really cool though.
I was never into any of the only like whole mashup record that I was into was the Grey Album, which was like the OG, right? It was Jay-Z Black Album and Beatles White Album. But
I remember that.
and I do really like those Girl Talk records. But to me, it's something that like I liked Girl Talk because it was so, I mean, like if you go on Wikipedia and you look up the samples list for those songs, there's like 100 samples in a 3-minute song. Like it's fucking crazy. So it's not the same as saying like I mixed this thing with this thing, right? Like I mixed red and yellow and got orange. It's a little bit more like abstract than that, and I like that. And it's super fun live. Like I don't put Girl Talk on at home, but I went to see Girl Talk when I was in college, and it's in top 5 best shows I've ever seen.
I would have never gone.
Yeah, I think I was at a festival when that happened, and I said, "Not for me." I left.
That's that gay, not suitable for Jeffries.
Let everybody know where they could find the new record and give the dates again and all that good stuff.
Yeah, totally. So we the tracking finally updated, and we should have them in hand physical copies in the next couple days. So you could probably by the time this airs get them from us. You can find us on Instagram and link to our little limited run store. Adam at Say 10 is going to have copies. Rudderkin will also have copies. If you're a digital music person, it'll be streaming pretty much any of the streaming spots. And yeah, we're going to have them while we're on tour in Europe. And then we're playing with Pansy Division in April, which we're really excited about. We're going to have them
fuck yeah.
locally.
It's the day after I get back from Europe.
So John's going to have major lag, but we were really flattered to get asked to play that. So we'll have them at shows locally, and we'll have them on the whole Europe tour, unless for some weird reason we run out of them before the tour ends, which we hopefully will. Yeah, we probably won't. But yeah, all the normal spots.
Hell yeah.
And what
Awesome. Go ahead, Matt.
Europe dates again?
Yeah, the Europe date. So we start. Do you want the whole rundown or the short version?
I
Up
mean,
to
you
you.
can give whatever version you want.
All right, let's test my memory. So we start on the 17th of March, which is a Monday in Cologne. Then we go.
You're already off.
19th. Sorry, we leave the 17th. Yeah, so it starts on the 19th, which is a Monday. Dates, man. It's Cologne, and then we go to Wiesbaden, and then Nuremberg, then Prague, then Leipzig. Then we are in Hanover, Hamburg, and Amsterdam, and then we take a short little commuter flight and go to Watford in the UK, then London, then Bristol, and then we end with Manchester Punk Fest. We play on Saturday, and then we come home and try to find money because we broke.
Yeah, buy those records, y'all, please.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this again, guys, and good luck in
Thanks for
Europe. That
having
sounds
us
like a
back.
rad tour.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Thank you.
Awesome.
You guys.
Super big fan of you guys. Love that new single. Can't wait to hear another album.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
and we'll hopefully make it back up your direction at some point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Again, if you hit DC, hit us up because
Yeah.
we book at a cool little spot there.
Yeah.
And that may end up being a thing where I just hit you guys up at some point too and be like, hey, you want to play a show in DC?
Yeah,
If it's a cool enough show, man, we'll make it.
Yeah.
I think how 90% of the stuff we've done happens. Someone's like, "Will you come here?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
Sure, whatever. Okay.
We're not hard to convince.
Is there a Portillo's? Ben's Chili Bowl?
Well, it is a
Yes,
pie
that's
shop.
that.
Okay. Yeah. The pie shop. I'm very well versed in trying to book shows there.
I was trying to think what can you get me into the Smithsonian for free? Like,
Yeah, I know a guy at the Smithsonian at the Lincoln Memorial. He can get you in for free.
I'm trying like Commanders game, give me them tickets.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, hey, if you want to book a show at the pie shop, hit us up.
Cool.
Cool.
Totally.
We'll make sure that happens.
We gotta
Yeah.
never financially recover from this Euro trip.
Yeah.
When we do, we're hoping to probably next year do another East Coast run.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
thanks so
Thanks.
much. Good night.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
Later.